Good evening, everybody, or afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. May it be good. Here we have my latest lens to replace my kit lens, the 18 to 55. So anyway, here we have the Tamron 17 to 50 VC version. This is the vibration compensation version, not the original. The original received a lot of high reviews, highly rated reviews for its sharpness and whatnot, but I wanted to make sure I got something with image stabilization or vibration compensation, whatever word you want to use it. I wanted to have that feature in the lens, so I went with the VC version, which I was told was a bit softer than the original 17 to 50, but I'm not a pixel peeper. This is just a hobby for me. I'm not going into this for my career, so I don't need something that's tack sharp, but I did want something nice, and this is definitely nicer than the kit lens, and yeah, I'll walk you through some of the features. I've had it for just a couple hours now, so haven't been able to really check out any pictures, but I thought I'd give you a quick overview, review type thing. So yeah. Okay. As you can see, or may not be able to see, it is quite a bit bigger than the kit lens. If you're used to the kit lens, this is going to feel... There we go. Let me take that off. If you're used to the kit lens, this is going to feel heavier and bulkier than that, but it's definitely a better feel to it. It's more professional feel. The front element does not rotate, so it's polarizer, circular polarizer, circular neutral density, or whatever, friendly, so you don't have to worry about that. The focus, see, it actually does not extend or retract when you focus. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was cool. As you can see here, really short focus window here. So, and it's a really loose ring. So manual focusing does not seem like it'd be fun, although I have not tried it on this lens. But really loose and short focus window there, which makes autofocus decently fast. It's not loud. If you're used to the kit lens, which is a non-USM lens, you're used to that high-pitched buzz, and this is definitely quieter than the kit lens. So I'll give you a listen here. See, so and it's decently fast because it's such a short window. It seems pretty accurate. There's no... I'm experiencing no problem with front focusing problem. You know, when it's focusing on what's behind your subject or in front of your subject. Blah blah blah. So I tested it on that. I saw no problem with that. But it always varies with your camera. Blah blah blah. This is on a 60D. So it seems to work fine. It's got a pretty beefy filter size here. It's a 72mm, so it gives it a really cool professional look from head on. You know what I'm saying there? So yeah, it's the build quality is pretty good, especially for a lens of this class. For crop sensor, it's a good build quality. It feels really solid. It's all plastic. The mount is metal, so that's a plus. Mount there, metal mount, so that's a nice feature. It always feels a bit nicer than the plastic on those EFS lenses. Other things, the focus and the zoom is backwards from Canon EF lenses, so instead of twisting it clockwise to zoom in, it's counterclockwise. I mean, no, actually that'd be clockwise to zoom in. Anyway, it's just the reverse of the Canon EF. It's like Nikon's, and I've shot on Nikons before, so it's not a problem. You get used to it, even if you haven't shot on Nikons or a Tamron lens before. It has a lock, but the lock only works in 17 mil, which I guess is cool. The zoom is pretty stiff, which I kind of like. It's pretty stiff, so there's absolutely no zoom creep, and obviously no creep on the focus because it does not extend and retract when you focus. It's a 17-50, so it's about the same range as your kit lens. It's going to cover a casual range of scenes and whatnot. Like I said, I haven't really been able to pixel peak on it much, but center looks pretty sharp. And this is wide open. Wide open center looks pretty sharp. But the corners at wide open 2.8 are not very sharp. But here's the way I look at it. When you're wide open at 2.8, you're going to most likely be at an aperture 2.8 either to shoot in the dark, or not in the dark, to shoot in low light, or to shoot with a nice bokeh or blurred background. So your corner sharpness isn't a huge deal there. Obviously, when you're shooting landscape, you'll stop up to 5.6 or whatever, and it looks really sharp. Stop down to 4, and even more so at 5.6. So it definitely improves going up. The vibration compensation works just as well as image stabilization on the kit lens. It is a little noisy. You can definitely hear it, but it's not anything that'll bother you. Autofocus is good. What else can I talk about? I guess I'll throw some pictures up here, some sample pictures, and talk over those so you can see the sharpness and the range and whatnot. But yeah, that's it's done for the physical part of it. Okay, so I haven't had time to take anything great with this lens, but I took a few just to show you the sharpness. These are unprocessed, so this is wide open at f-stop 2.8, cropped in there. So center is generally acceptable. Edge is not so great. But when you stop down to 4 or 5.6, sharpness does get much better. Let me crop this one in. So yeah, not a huge difference in center sharpness. The big difference comes with corner sharpness. So corners get way better when stopped down. So those last couple of pictures were taken at wide angle 17mm, whereas sharpness is worst at 17 on the wide end. But this is at zoomed in all the way at 50mm. And let me crop this one in. So yeah, here it is at f2.8. The sort of left bottom portion of the frame, decently sharp there. And here's the same sort of thing, only stopped down to 4.0. Barrel distortion is about normal on a zoom lens like this, maybe a little bit more than the kit lens, Canon kit lens, but it can always be corrected. And that distortion clears up around 24mm, so not a problem on those longer mid focal lengths. Now to give you an idea of the depth of field, I know this is an ugly picture, but our focus is on the ugly fabric there, and this is wide open 2.8 at the wide end 17mm. Here's another one just to kind of give you an idea of the depth of field on that. I know not a whole lot of background in that, but f2.8 does look good. You can get a nice bokeh with that and all. So yeah, I think that covers a little bit
of the lens. It could definitely be sharper, but it's half the price of the Canon 17 to 55, and it performs decently well. So yeah, that's it for the Tamron 17 to 50 VC version.